Yo, don't we have new music coming?
Yeah, about that.
Where's that new music at?
Hey, we'll get
It's
that
all about the
soon.
rock and roll, man. It's all about the rock and roll.
I think yeah, we gotta get a new one. You're all right. Yeah, this is I feel like we're playing a WWE game every time the music goes on.
Which is okay. I mean,
Welcome to the Takedown Breakdown Podcast. That's how I feel like I need to talk at the beginning of each episode.
Facts.
Joe Rogan podcast all night, by day.
Yeah. Damn, yo, I have a bad habit of doing this, and I really, really, really need to continue. I need to do this like as soon as we get started, because I always do that.
You forget the background?
Yeah, always. Every time we start it, I forget the background.
But yeah. I feel like it's been a while, and now some things that we may have wanted to speak about may seem like they're old news.
Not
but
really.
We're here, you know?
Because you're right. Like what Jesus said, like Conor can never be old news, even though he's out on a fucking beach somewhere hanging out with Justin Bieber. I mean, Jay Biebs and him are now best friends apparently, and they're having a who has more tattoos contest, and who has more money and who can count it quicker. Who does have more money? You think?
Justin Bieber easily,
Yeah,
bro.
You think so?
Justin
But remember,
Bieber
he sold for $500 million, bro.
Ooh,
The
Conor?
500.
Conor.
But Justin Bieber his house looks like a college campus, and he's been living in a house like that since he was like 12.
And Justin, and not to mention, Justin Bieber has been more famous than Conor McGregor for a long time.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's had more earning years.
So that should tell you enough.
Did you guys hear that he broke his leg recently, or no?
Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that. Yeah,
So,
I heard it.
I guess we
All right.
kind of have to talk about that a little bit, but
Yeah.
listen. You guys know how I stand, like where I stand on this, okay? And again, I understand what happened, and I'm not making excuses for Conor because, look, he lost the fight, but I don't think that should be a TKO. I just don't. Nothing that he did, nothing that Dustin did contributed to the damage that happened to. It was like a freak accident. Like I said the same thing when Anderson Silva broke his leg. I said the same thing when Chris Weidman broke his leg. So at least I'm being consistent. In my opinion, if you didn't do damage to that person, to your opponent, that can't be a TKO. I just think personally it should be a no contest. Could you validate a fourth fight? Yes. Do I think it's absolutely necessary? Not really. But
I think so.
I was upset that it ended like that. It was anticlimactic. I do think that Conor looked excellent in the stand-up exchanges in the first part of that first round. And listen, do I think Dustin is the better mixed martial artist? I do. But I don't think that's a TKO.
Now let's lay the facts out there. All right, Conor definitively came into the fight already with an injury. He's put out the X-rays. He put out the photos of him, being injured or whatever. Let's talk about.
But it's not the injury that he claimed.
Yes, exactly.
What? He said
It's
that
not the injury that he claimed. He does not have a stress fracture.
Many
He had
doctors,
ankle issues.
and sports doctors as well have confirmed that it wasn't the same
Correct.
injury.
And the UFC doctor even can confirm that.
Man.
He does not have a
Yeah.
stress fracture, so he's kind of full of shit on that. He does have there was some bruising there. There was some arthritis possibly in those ankles, which is legitimate. But again, I mean, you see arthritic joints like all the time. I don't think that they have.
My point was going to be that when he threw that front kick in the last sequence, he hit Dustin's elbow.
He did.
But even
And that's what broke it.
Correct.
So maybe there may have been a buildup from all the kicks that would have softened it up. Or I don't know how bones freaking work. I didn't take biology in college. But when he threw that front kick, he hit his elbow, and I know that kicking an elbow is not fun. Then when he threw his left hand, all his weight was on that leg, and it broke as soon as he turned to he turned towards it. Now, I don't understand why people keep saying that Dustin hit him in that exchange. They both slipped.
They both missed
crosses. They both missed by a hair. But they both missed.
Yes.
So that's why I was so excited for the second round, because I was like, oh my God, both these guys are dialed in. Their head movement this is a game. Really, this is truly a game of inches. And then it happened.
They both look good.
I don't think it was a game of inches. Obviously, the only reason why that fight went to the ground is because
Conor went for the guillotine.
No, Dustin. If you watch that fight again, Dustin caught him with some really hard shots, hard enough that Conor, if you watch that fight again, Conor like literally just stood there when he took those shots, and then he tried to go for that takedown, and that's when the whole hoopla of the guillotine happened, and that's why we are where we are now.
The round went to Dustin. First of all, anybody who thought that was a 10-8 round, because we need to talk about this entirely for like, I can go off about this for an hour, it seems like, but a fucking 10-8 round when you see it. Could we back up for a second and think about like 10 years ago or so with the UFC? You almost never saw a 10-8 round. You know what a 10-8 round was? It was dominance. That's what it was. It was dominance. It was that this person got dominated to the point that they don't even deserve the 9 points if they lost the round. Okay? A 10-8 is still, in my opinion, it has to be considered a dominant round. There was nothing dominant about that round. It was a regular 10-9 round in favor of Dustin, which I admit. But there was not. He pulled the guillotine, right? Which was a poor decision. Dustin also put his toes in the fence to stop him from getting into the proper position to finish the guillotine, because it's easier to finish it from the full guard. So that's something that nobody's talking about. And like overall, I just didn't think there was anything crazy about. You saw you saw no damage on Conor's face.
To me,
he had a little bit of a split on the ear because he has cauliflower, but that's about it.
To me, a 10-8 round is Valentina Shevchenko's debut at 125, where she almost killed the girl, and Mario Yamasaki got fired because he didn't stop it.
Or that's a 10-8 round. or a perfect example, Khabib versus Edson Barboza. Yeah, but no, Khabib versus Edson Barboza.
Versus Michael Johnson.
Edson Barboza as well. Okay, because Edson Barboza, when he was up against the cage, there was a moment in that fight. If you stop it and like freeze frame it, he went like this, like he was looking at Khabib like,
oh my God,
holy shit, like this guy's relentless. But yeah, so I don't like that personally. I don't like the type of stoppage it was. Obviously, I feel bad for Conor. I never want to see anybody get injured, regardless of how you feel about him. And it's a shame because he's making no friends. He's making no new fans with the way that he's handling it.
But you need people like him.
You do. He's
There's no doubt about that. Face of the sport.
I feel like with Conor and that whole scandal was right. Again, Conor will never, anything Conor related will never be old. He'll never go he'll never be irrelevant. Any of that stuff. I just think.
But for what reason? That's the problem. For what reason? How much longer do we find him interesting from a fighting perspective if he keeps losing?
I think you'll always find him interesting from a fighting perspective. The same way that you'll always want to tune in and watch Nate Diaz. That's what it is, right? I don't think Conor's done.
No, neither do I.
I think that a 4th fight is warranted. Do I think that it's warranted? If Dustin Poirier beats Charles Oliveira, no. But I know Dana loves Conor because obviously Conor brings him the money. So he's going to make that fight regardless. Like, if Dustin...
No, go ahead.
If Dustin beats Charles, it's going to happen. In my opinion, at least. It's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. It's going to bring in casuals. Look, what was...
1.8.
1.8 mil, right? And
Phil actually. 1.8.
Phil was the closest. Phil was the closest. He went high. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? So with that, again, like Conor's loved by casuals. Conor's loved by Dana White. So do I think that he's
what if Dustin loses?
But you know what? I also feel like
even if it's not a chip.
Yeah.
I feel like it's unfair to say that Conor's only loved by casuals, because we consider ourselves hardcore MMA fans. We're gonna watch.
Well,
regardless.
No. Okay. But, like, all right, maybe the wording was off. But what I'm saying is that Conor,
he's up by the masses. Right? Everybody
exactly.
tunes in. It's a spectacle.
Right, but if you know, right, so like there's a lot of people who don't necessarily watch, it's like it's with anything. If you don't listen to rap, you know about Drake. If you don't watch wrestling, you probably know about John Cena.
If you don't listen to country, you still know who Taylor Swift is.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with Conor McGregor, right? Like
you're just a Taylor Swift fan.
No, I respect her because she's the GOAT, honestly.
Two things, right? Two things that casuals say, right? Well, two things that casuals know. They don't call MMA. They call
it UFC.
And if you ask them about UFC, they'll tell you Conor McGregor. As we are hardcores, of course we're gonna tune in. I want to see that fight. To be honest, I want to see Conor win. Did I know he was gonna lose? 100%. I did say, like, I did backpedal a little bit before the fights. Like I was talking to Phil and I was like, yo, Conor might win. I think Conor's gonna win. But then I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? Like Dustin Poirier is a monster. Like people don't understand. And I looked into the camera last time we spoke and I said Dustin Poirier is the best lightweight in the world who's not Khabib Nurmagomedov. And that is what it is.
Well, I still think there's a guy that's coming up, and as he himself said, you can run, but you cannot hide, and his name is Islam Makhachev, and he is coming. He's coming.
Do you think
he beats everyone in that division?
But
I don't even have to think twice about that.
But let me tell you why I don't really agree with that after looking at this Thiago Moises fight.
Because you're blind.
No.
Moises is good, man.
Moises is good.
Let me say that. He is freaking good.
You know what I noticed? The difference between Khabib and Islam? Khabib is very aggressive. He pushes the pace, he pushes forward, and he tries to go for the takedown. Where Islam is not like that at all. He's a little gun shy to go for those things. And if you saw that fight, he was a little gun shy. And another thing was...
But only because of Moises and the threat that he poses in jiu-jitsu. I'm telling you, I think he respected Moises on the ground.
I have to
And
agree.
He still finished him.
I have to agree with Jesus here. I think if that was Khabib, he's hunting that man. It didn't matter who was in front of Khabib.
I agree.
Coming for him.
I agree, but you're also forgetting he is absolutely further along in the stand-up than Khabib ever was. 100%. He's a better striker.
So you're saying that Khabib would have been more aggressive going for the takedowns because he needed to?
No, just because of stylistically. Khabib is an absolute master of one particular area of the sport, right? We all agree on that. Islam is not that. Islam is a fantastic wrestler, but he's not the level of Khabib, and he's a better striker than Khabib was, a better pure striker. He's got more weapons in his tank.
Which is why to me, I don't think he's as good as, or he's up to the level as Khabib, because I don't think
he has to be. I think he's still that good.
Let's say he fights a Chandler. Let's say he fights a Gaethje. Let's say he fights a Poirier.
Mm-hmm.
They hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to go on a striking battle with them, I'm telling you, it's not going to be the way it is with a Khabib. It's not going to happen.
He knocked out Gleison Tibau with a one punch. So it's not like Islam doesn't have power. He just
Tibau isn't the guys I mentioned.
Yeah, I know, but Tibau also gave Khabib, people say that Tibau like Tibau.
I already know how I feel about it.
Islam is not going to stand and bang with Justin. He probably won't even do it with Dustin. Dustin is probably going to be the hardest matchup for him, in all honesty, because Dustin is so well-rounded, and he's a really good grappler, and people don't give him credit for that. Yeah. But Charles is going to be a tough fight, obviously. You have to respect the champion. His toughest fights are definitely Dustin and Justin Gaethje. And in
top 5 guys.
Yeah, no, 100%, but more so, like way more so than Michael Chandler, way more so than Dan Hooker, way more so than a Tony Ferguson and RDA. Like, those guys are going to be very, very tough. But I think Islam wins everything.
Why do you guys think that Justin Gaethje is not taking this Michael Chandler fight?
I don't know if I believe that.
To throw that out there, because Michael Chandler has been very vocal about offering him the fight and saying that he wants Justin to take the fight, and Gaethje just doesn't seem to be interested in playing that game with him, and I don't understand it because I think that's a matchup to make.
I don't think that's true, to be honest.
I don't think it is either.
True. But also,
so what do you think it is?
I think people are a little pissed off about his treatment. I really do. I think that people love to hate Michael Chandler. I'm not talking about fans. I mean like other fighters, where you get a title shot like that without quote unquote earning it. Now, I don't see it that way. I think that in a very good promotion, which is Bellator, he's a 2-time champion. He's beaten some of the best guys in the world. Like, there's no doubt about that. And he's been one of the best ambassadors of mixed martial arts. I thought he was fantastic in his commentary job that he did the other day. So my point is, I'm a big Michael Chandler guy, and I still think that people, like fighters, resent the fact that he's kind of like Dana's boy now, and he hasn't even really put in work for the company. Why? Because he has one big performance. Yeah,
he's a company guy, though.
Correct.
That's what it is.
Correct.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I think you know what I've noticed about the UFC. If you like to do media, you get rewarded. It's that simple. Because media grows the sport. And so when you're a company guy and you're willing to put yourself out there and you're willing to do media, and you come from another promotion and you're all into your new job, like you're gonna get rewarded. I just don't. I think if Gaethje is gonna complain about Michael Chandler's treatment, go out there and beat the brakes off that man and steal his thunder. That's simple.
You see, but that's my thing about Gaethje too, though, because like, let's be honest.
Don't say what I think you're about to say.
I don't know. I didn't even know where. I don't know what I'm.
We don't have fucking with each other, bro. We're not even friends. The fuck?
Listen, right? We only do this like once a week. No. Listen. I think. Listen. Well, the problem, right, that has contributed to Justin Gaethje's couple of losses, besides Khabib, is he's a shooter. He likes to shoot, not takedowns, meaning like he likes to throw bombs. And honestly, I think he needs to, if he wants to win, he needs to come into this fight. If they do win, if they do fight, hopefully, if he wants to win, he can't come here with the mentality like, yo, I'm gonna beat the hell out of this guy. I mean, yes, you should, but meaning like not to throw bombs early. And Michael Chandler is not gonna do that. He's gonna shoot, he's gonna throw bombs, but he's gonna make Gaethje fight his fight, which is why if I think they fight, I think Chandler wins. In my opinion,
I disagree.
Let me just say something. And I brought this up as soon as it happened, but Justin Gaethje is not the same guy that lost to Dustin Poirier, and that was his last loss before his eye surgery. Now, there are interviews where Gaethje is literally saying, I didn't know where my opponent was. I needed to literally physically be touching them to know how far things were.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he was wearing glasses and everything. He got eye surgery, absolutely destroyed Edson Barboza. Well, first off, he knocked out James Vick, sent him to the D leagues.
Yeah.
Then he absolutely mauled Edson Barboza. Then he took Tony Ferguson's soul and sold it on eBay for $5.
That's why I'm confused with Islam saying he has to retire Tony. I'm like, Justin did that.
Yeah, he took his soul, and then he
fought Cowboy.
Khabib.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he knocked out Cowboy, and then he fought Khabib, and almost. I swear to God, if that would have went into the third round, I think Justin could have taken it because that leg was compromised. I don't care what nobody says.
Justin, it's a very intriguing fight. I do disagree with Jesus about the Chandler and Justin fight, if that is the fight to make. And by the way, that is the fight to make. I mean, we know the 3 fights to make.
I just think he beats him.
But my thing is, I think it's very interesting stylistically because people forget Justin is a really, really good wrestler and he doesn't shoot. He doesn't. He's but he's
defensive wrestler,
and he also doesn't shoot. So you know he's going to stand up with him. The interesting caveat here is Michael Chandler going to shoot on Justin? Because I think Chandler is Chandler. To Jesus' point, he's going to try to make him fight his fight. And the thing with Chandler is that he likes to change levels a lot, and sometimes it gets him in trouble. It got him in trouble in his last fight. He likes to kind of change his level and then come up high, right, with the overhand right or whatever. And sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't. He's a short guy, so his reach is not quite there. And we know that Justin has two things. Justin has those leg kicks, which are going to slow him down. And he has a really, really good jab. A really good jab. So I don't know if Michael has the tools to beat Justin.
I also think that Justin
disagree.
Gaethje's head movement is very underrated.
Yes.
Because the way that he was slipping and ducking under Tony Ferguson's strikes, that entire fight was very impressive. And those calf kicks that he throws are no joke. I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen anybody hit Michael Chandler with as many calf kicks as Justin Gaethje will hit him with in the first 4 minutes of the fight.
He throws
because we know that's what he's going to do.
He throws them in the clinch, which I've never seen before. He clinches down on your head and throws leg kicks. It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Don't you think because of distance, Chandler is going to be weary of that and not want to necessarily close all the time?
I know what's going on here.
He's going to have to.
I know what's going on here. Okay, Jesus is taking Michael Chandler's side because he would buy any product on the face of planet Earth that Michael Chandler endorses. So if Michael Chandler comes out tomorrow and endorses a thong for men, we're gonna see Jesus running around in a thong for men.
First of all,
he loves Michael Chandler.
And Michael Chandler would be like, this thong, it's very aerodynamic.
Yes, I use it while I'm using my So Right.
I use it to sweat. Like,
I mean, if it helps with my performance, then fucking thong.
It's a thong sauna suit for fucking weight cutting.
Listen,
it's great.
Listen. First of all, I want to see that fight.
Sure, we all do.
If there was any way, I would love both of them to win. I just think that Chandler would. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. Yeah,
because you have a So Right and a So Back and a So Mini. He has the whole So Right series.
I have the Groove Life ring. I did also go visit Sanford MMA while I was in Florida. So maybe
I'm a fanboy. It's
maybe.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not. I like him. I'm not a crazy fanboy for him, but I think he's a good fighter. And I
just think he lies about his height because there's a photo of him next to TJ Dillishaw and they look like they're the same size. And they're 3 weight classes apart. I don't understand.
All right, let's not make this a shit on Chandler. All right, let's not make it this.
I love Michael Chandler.
I think that he presents problems to Gaethje. Look, man, let's remember this. Like, Chandler didn't fight no bum when he came in, like his first debut fight. He was fighting someone that was lengthy, right? I mean, Dan Hooker is no Justin Gaethje, but he was fighting someone that was lengthy, right?
I don't know how I feel about Dan Hooker.
He started off, what did he start off with? Calf kicks. You know what I'm saying? But because Dan Hooker knew that he had to keep distance from Michael Chandler, what happened? Michael Chandler ended up, he started to find some type of range and he caught him. Can that happen with Justin Gaethje? 100%. Does that mean it will happen? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Justin Gaethje throws bombs. And if he comes in listening to Trevor Whitman as right away, like being calm and being calculated, then yes. I think that, me personally, I just think they both have paths to win. They both they both are talented. They'll both do what they have to do in order to win. I
think Justin Gaethje is just a different level.
I just think that Chandler, and I agree, but I think that Chandler is the more intelligent fighter.
Super random segue though, but because you just mentioned Dan Hooker, and I love the whole city kickboxing New Zealand guy.
Is he that good?
Blood Diamond, from that team, just got signed to the UFC, and Izzy's been talking about this guy. Adesanya, he's been talking about this guy for a while, so I'm interested to see who this new guy is. But,
can we also just, like, am I crazy to say this, that I think Dan Hooker is like
overrated? Yes.
He's like,
I think he's top 10 material, but
that's he is.
I don't think he's gonna win the belt.
No, neither do I. But it's not even forget the belt. Forget the belt. I don't see him beating a top 5 guy. I mean, like, I gotta be honest. I feel like
I think he could be RDA.
Tell me I'm crazy. No, I don't think so. Tell me I'm crazy. That a decent fight to make, if you really think about it, like even just stylistically and chaos, it's going to be Dan Hooker and Tony Ferguson.
Yes.
That's actually an amazing fight. And
I like that.
And I think it'll be good for both.
Tony has a shot. I really believe that. I think that Dan Hooker goes to Bellator and is a guy that could potentially be a title contender. But in UFC, I don't see that, man. I just don't.
I think
he's a guy who's really
better chance from that.
But he's really long, and he doesn't use his length as advantage. It bothers the shit out of me.
His head. I agree. He keeps his head in the middle.
Yeah,
that's like his biggest problem.
You know what it was too? I think that a lot of us, even including myself, got blinded by his great performance that he had with oh my God, what's his
Dustin?
name?
Cowboy?
No, not Cowboy. Paul Felder. Because my God, what he did to Paul Felder, he picked him apart. Every round was
a split decision. That was a close ass fight.
I don't think that was honestly that shouldn't have been a split decision because Paul Felder was getting worked. Look at that fight again. He had the most damage. His leg was red as hell. I mean pink because this motherfucker is pale as fuck.
He did talk about that, yeah.
He shut his eye. He washed him. And I think that's when Felder knew that was the beginning of the end for his career. But that's besides that.
In the lightweight division real quick. We got
this
Dustin,
is so easy, bro.
We got Dustin versus Charles for the belt. Then
we got Beneil versus Islam.
Why?
And what do you mean why?
Why Beneil?
Could somebody pay attention to Beneil Dariush, please?
Yeah, but I don't think it should be Beneil versus Islam. I think it should be Beneil versus Gaethje and Chandler versus Islam.
No, I would like to see Gaethje versus Chandler and Dustin versus Charles and Beneil versus Islam. And I'll tell you why. Because if Islam is going to be the second coming...
What about RDA?
What about RDA? He's not in title contention. We know this.
RDA versus
He's not
Conor?
going to be. He's
but
not
versus who? Versus Conor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying, let's make the fights that make sense because I want to truly see who's the best. Is Beneil title worthy? I think so. You can't win 8-9 in a row. It's fucking hard to do it in this division.
I just don't like the Beneil versus Islam matchup because it's going to be a wrestler battle.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Islam. Now, if
Beneil
Islam
is going to try to wrestle him. He's not going to try and
no. If Islam wants to bring it to the ground, he's playing into Beneil's strengths. If he was smart, he would try to make it a kickboxing fight with Beneil. Beneil's a tough motherfucker, and he's got a chin. We know that. Yes, but he's also got world-class jiu-jitsu.
Okay, but he took Moises down, and Moises is also very, very good on the ground.
Yeah, but Beneil's better. Beneil's better.
My opinion. Here's my opinion where I stand with those guys at AKA with jiu-jitsu. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. To be honest, you can have you can be a 5-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu.
It doesn't matter.
Me personally, it doesn't fucking matter. My thing is
their top is too much.
Right, exactly.
But you have to
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, you have to look at who he's beaten. You got to look at his track record. Yes, I understand he's 19-1. I get it. Or 20-1, excuse me. But he hasn't beat a real, contender yet. Drew Dober's a good win. Yes, Drew Dober's a good win. Thiago Moises is a good win, and he finished both of those fights. But he's got
Thiago Moises is a black belt.
But can I ask you a question? People forget he's been in the UFC forever. He's been in there since 2015, Islam. But can I read off the names? And we're hardcore fans. Do you know who Leo Kuntz is?
No.
Adriano Martins, who he lost to. Chris Wade. Nope.
No.
Nick Lentz, I do, but he's okay.
I know Nick Lentz.
He's okay. He's a tough guy, but nothing crazy.
He's really good at escaping submissions. And
that's about it. Gleason Tebow, quality fighter. Yes. Cajun Johnson, never heard of him.
Who? Never. Wait,
Cajun Johnson.
Cajun?
Yeah, Cajun. Arman Sarakian is a Russian dude.
Sarukian, he's a monster.
Yeah, that
guy is good.
But he's number 14 in the rankings. I'm talking about now. Thiago Moises is.
Listen.
Thiago Moises is 15. Drew Dober is.
Guys. Remember, I forgot who said this. I think it was either Eugene Behrman or Javier, Coach Jav. One of those two, both legendary coaches, one of them said that any of these guys in the top 15 could beat each other on any given day. And I firmly believe that. So it's when you're taking out all these guys moving up, that's good. Sarukian is legitimately a very good fighter. He could easily be top 10, top 8. on
Fine.
any given day.
But you have to give it. That's the point. Here's my point.
But I just
Islam cannot be the second coming or the next champ or whatever if he's not challenged. And I gotta be honest. Yes, these guys are good.
But that's what
Trudover's
happened
good.
with Khabib.
All right,
came into the UFC 20-0.
Khabib came in.
Khabib came in fighting guys that were 2-6
No,
in his father's promotion. And then he fought a bunch of nobodies all the way up until he had his 4 big fights.
Yeah.
But that's my point. You can't do that with Islam. You have to do it better with Islam. Islam shouldn't fight top 5 guys?
Yes.
What are you watching?
He should.
But
so then you ask me why Beneil.
I just don't like the Beneil fight. I think RDA is better.
Well,
I like Beneil. I think Beneil beats the shit out of RDA.
So
yes, I agree.
No,
but I want Islam to fight RDA.
Wait, what is Jesus trying to say?
I agree with Phil that he needs to get Beneil. And the reason why is because that gives him the title shot.
And it's that's my point. Wait. If Islam is, that's the thing. If Islam goes out and he's the streak breaker, right? And he beats Beneil, how the fuck do you not think that he's number 1 contender?
This is the match you make.
Because then you're gonna have Gaethje.
But Gaethje had a shot, number 1.
Okay, that you have fucking RDA and Conor fighting, and you don't think that they're gonna give Conor that fight if he wins?
The title shot? No, but it's more. Hold on, it's more about A, the name of Conor, and B, if it's Dustin who's champion, that's why it's a big story. That clash, the 4th fight, right? It's not because Conor is more worthy than even Beneil Dariush. I think Beneil beats Conor too.
Hey, I do too.
So that's my point.
Beneil's too good of a wrestler to fight Conor.
Beneil is fantastic, and Islam. If Islam wants to be taken seriously as the next guy, then he needs this win. And the same thing with Beneil. That's why I love it, because you have 2 guys that absolutely need this fight. Can you imagine being Beneil Dariush, winning, 8 in a row, 9 in a row, whatever he's done, and not getting a fucking title shot because you run into a buzzsaw, this Russian
Give him
kid?
Justin Gaethje.
Nah, Justin needs to fight Michael Chandler.
I don't think that's
This
gonna
is what
happen,
I think. This is what I think.
I want Chandler versus Islam.
This is what I think will happen. Look, Dustin becomes the champion. Conor fights Dustin.
Yeah.
Wait, Dustin beats Charles, you're saying?
Yes.
Correct. I mean, perfect in a perfect world in MMA at least. Dustin beats
He's
Charles.
like actively rooting for this to happen. You scumbag. Non-biased journalism. It's dead.
Hey, it's a fucking podcast, okay?
Okay.
Dustin beats Charles. Charles beats McGregor fights Poirier. McGregor wins. Charles fights Islam after Islam beats Beneil. Did I say Islam beats Charles? All right, Islam beats Charles, and then you have then you have Islam versus Conor McGregor. Bingo. That's it.
I like how you just laid out this perfect storyline.
Yeah, my brain hurts though.
I know. I was going.
There's too many boxes.
There is.
The fights to make are obviously Dustin Charles. We know that. It has to be Beneil and Islam. It has to be.
Yeah, I agree.
And Justin and Chandler have more leeway. You can make a couple of different fights. I agree with that, but I'd like to see that.
Let me make a case for Beneil versus Gaethje and Chandler versus Islam. Okay.
Chandler versus it. Okay.
I think Chandler is coming off of a loss. Islam is coming off of a win.
Wait, you didn't want wrestler versus wrestler. Now you want wrestler versus wrestler?
Chandler is not going to try to take Islam down.
But it's wrestler versus wrestler.
No, they're not. Chandler is a fucking striker. He is a
all right, guys.
Let's establish this.
I look at Michael Chandler as a more talented Chad Mendes.
Regardless, I think Beneil.
I agree.
That's actually a very good
one. I told you I know my shit.
But I've been saying that too.
Beneil versus Gaethje is the fight because Gaethje wants a title shot. He just came off of a loss to Khabib, and Beneil wants a title shot, and he's coming off of a big win over Tony. The last guy to beat Tony is the champ right now. But before that, it was Gaethje that beat Tony. So might as well have all the guys that beat Tony Ferguson fight it out. So now you got,
wait, all at the same time. It's like the first 3, 4, fatal four-way
be like,
or whatever.
I beat Tony the best. Okay, so we'll beat each other then. So let's have Gaethje versus Beneil.
You know what we're not
like,
considering though?
Ooh.
You know what we're not considering? And this is just my opinion. Okay, this is not going to be popular and it's not going to happen, but this is my opinion.
Hold that
Dustin.
thought. Hold that thought. We do need to take a break. We do need to shout out our sponsors over at Good Feet's Cleaning Company.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? The #1 black-owned independent sneaker cleaner in the world. Follow them. TDBD 15% off. Excuse me, TDBD 15. You get 15% off. I use it. I love it. If you don't believe me, like I said before, just watch.
So,
all right, guys. Sorry. Don't forget, goodfeetscleaningcompany.com. TDBD15 at checkout. You get 15% with them. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you get your sneakers right. Whatever it is, make sure you go there. All right, let's get back to it. So what were you saying, Philip?
all right. So it's not going to happen because I guess you're considering the Conor versus Dustin fight the #1 contender for general. But because of the way that the Conor and Dustin fight just ended, I personally think the better fight is to have Justin versus Dustin rematch because Justin's a different fighter. Dustin's a different fighter. That's so intriguing to me. And give fucking Beneil Dariush the goddamn Charles fight because that guy is killing him.
No.
So let me get
Beneil Dariush.
But now
you can get a title shot.
All right, listen,
why doesn't nobody like Beneil? He's amazing.
I love Beneil.
No, I like Beneil. I like his camp. You know what I'm saying?
How many do you need to win in a row? You got to win 45 fights in a row in the UFC?
But guess what? You can't. Listen, now, in my opinion, and it's going to sound fucked up in what I'm saying, is basically you're just giving Beneil the championship title as a charity case where
you're not. It's the opposite. It's worthy. It's who's worthy.
No, hell no. Dustin is worthy of the fucking title.
I didn't say he wasn't. I didn't say he was. But I didn't say he wasn't. But look at the last performances. Look at their last performances. Dustin
knocked out Conor and then beat him again. What's the fucking word?
So he knocked out Conor and then Conor broke ankle. He didn't break Conor's ankle.
On the record,
he didn't break Conor's ankle.
What does it say? On the record, what does it say?
I understand that. And I'm on the record. Dr. Stoppage. No, but my thing is, and neither of you are wrong about that. I'm just saying you make it seem like Beneil isn't worthy and Dustin is, or Justin isn't worthy or whatever. But the point is, nothing he did inflicted that damage. Conor had a...
Is he really worthy?
Listen. That's like saying that's you know what you sound like.
Beneil?
You sound like You sound like a girl that banged a dude that has a 2-inch dick, and then you're like, he didn't inflict any damage. He still hit though.
That's a fact.
He still hit though. That's all that matters.
Still beat.
He still hit though.
Yeah, it sounds like you've had a couple of stories just like that, my friend. Personal experience out here.
There's no problem.
All right, really quick before this goes south. Pause.
Basically,
anyway, so I think that Beneil Dariush, whatever it is,
Dariush.
I don't like botching people's names. Anyways, I think that he is worthy enough of a title shot.
Yes.
Not yet. I need to see him fight one more guy in the top 5 before.
Who's he beat? Is that why he has to fight Islam?
That's why he has to fight Gaethje. I'm telling you.
Gaethje or Islam. Gaethje or Islam.
Listen. If he fights Islam, that's more to give Islam the chance to get that title fight, because that does not a win over Islam does not guarantee him the title fight because he's ranked too low. He's ranked too low.
Well,
But a
Islam
win
is-
over Gaethje guarantees Beneil the title.
But we
well,
can't
Islam
use
is number
rankings
5.
That's what I'm saying. We can't use rankings when it's convenient. Islam is number 5, but I just think.
He is?
So wait,
I thought he was 13.
No, Benny. No.
Or 9.
He's not. He's not. I don't think he's 5. I think he's 9.
He's 9 right now.
Is he?
Yeah, Islam is 5. Oh, you're saying Islam is 5 or Conor is 5?
Islam.
Conor is
Islam
9.
is. Yeah, Conor is 9. Islam is he.
Right,
all
Beneil is
First of all,
3. Islam is
have-
5.
I have no idea how the fuck that happened. By the way, I
Who?
don't.
Connor is 9.
Yeah.
Islam getting bumped up all the way to 5. I don't get it.
He went up 4 spots.
9-fight win streak.
Yeah. So wait. So why are we riding the dick of Islam with his win streak, but nobody's talking about Dariush? and I would argue that Beneil's track record is better.
He beat Drakkar close. He beat Drakkar close to then fight Tony.
But I'm saying, is the guys that Islam was beating any better? Like seriously, like think about this.
Sarukian
No,
and freaking Thiago Moises are both
Dude,
monsters.
Hold on. Wait. But fine. But he beat Thiago Moises as well. He beat
Who?
Thiago Moises. Beneil, you ready? He beat Thiago Moises, Drew Dober, Frank Camacho, Drakkar Klose, Scott Holtzman, Carlos Diego Ferreira, who's 20-4. Who's what is his record again? He's a fucking beast, dude. He's a fucking beast. He's 17-4, and then he just beat Tony Ferguson.
He just lost to Gregor Gillespie.
It's not even close though. Beneil has a better fucking track record than Islam. It's not close.
I like that you're so adamant about this.
Because Beneil,
I understand the attitude
guy.
for Beneil. You know what it is?
Yeah.
Beneil is too much of just a dad. You
No,
know,
fuck that.
Okay.
Fuck that.
Listen,
So is Max Holloway, and I want to see him fight every day.
No, because
Well-
Max Holloway's a gamer. He's gangster.
So
Oh,
I
he's
like
like Beneil is not? Did you see Beneil almost get knocked the fuck out and come back and KO the guy?
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like personality wise.
Oh, I see what you're
Beneil is like he's like I drive a minivan and I'm a dad. Like
Tesla
Max Holloway is
He's got a
like
Tesla,
coming
yeah.
out. Yeah, exactly. Max Holloway is coming out and like, you know, fucking swagged out, playing video games, like chilling.
You
He's
know
cool.
who I think
he embraces the stardom.
Do you remember? Do you remember Tracy McGrady back in the day?
The basketball player?
Yeah, you remember Tracy McGrady with that sleepy look that he always had, like the eyes, right? He always looked like so calm, cool, and collected, but that guy was a fucking sniper, right?
Okay.
That's Beneil Dariush.
So you're saying he's the dark horse in the division?
Yes, he's the dark horse.
I mean,
Okay.
Islam was the dark horse at one point.
Islam
Well,
is
no,
the
first
dark
of all,
horse.
first it was Charles, then it was Islam, and I'm telling you right now, it's fucking Beneil Dariush.
That makes no
This
sense.
guy
That's
is
ass
so
Yeah,
good.
listen, bro. But also,
No, it's
too,
not.
Beneil, I don't think Beneil's gonna fight anytime soon. To be
Why?
honest.
This is the most
he said it
anyone has
himself. He
ever
wanted to
spoken
take it
about Beneil.
Oh, true.
But you
true.
know, but I mean, no. But listen, all right. But he has his due. Like he should be getting spoken.
He just
about.
had a kid.
He should be.
But
He should.
It matters who you fight, right? Like, so my
Yeah.
thing with Islam is everyone is riding Islam's dick, and I'm not saying that he's not, because I said it myself. He's
you
the
should
future.
too.
Okay, but
No. I said it myself that I think he's the future, but the
The
future doesn't
real-
mean right now. Beneil is far more accomplished in this organization than Islam is. He just is, even with more losses. He's beat better competition and has a similar win streak. Give Beneil the shot. So he should get the guy higher in the rankings because he's higher in the rankings.
But we
The
live in a
real-
world
the real
Go ahead.
question is, where does Kevin Lee fit into all of that?
nowhere. He
Oh,
fits
I don't wanna
nowhere.
talk about
I'm fucking with
He-
you. I'm fucking with you.
Listen.
He's
I
going
feel
to
like
170.
Yeah, and he's getting
I-
cut because he's so lucky that Sean Brady didn't get his hands on him.
I do not think that
He
Kevin
would've
Lee
lost
is
that fight.
going to do poorly at 170. I think Kevin
You think
Lee
he
is
was gonna
actually-
beat Sean Brady?
I'm not sure, but I do see Kevin Lee actually finding a home at 170. I really do. I have always said that from the day one that I think Kevin Lee is a talented kid who needs to fight at 170. I do not see him as a 55er. He's big, man. He's
Yeah, he
big.
is. He's too big, but he was so pussy to move up to 170 because he
Well,
won.
Guys,
now we're
guys.
gonna find out.
Guys.
Screw Kevin Lee.
I don't want to take up any more time talking about Kevin Lee.
Yes, please. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Because y'all forgot that
Y'all must have forgot.
Daddy's home, bitches. TJ Dillishaws is back in the fucking mix. Get that fucking W. I
Man.
don't care. Listen.
Okay, he won the fight.
No,
They
yes.
gave him the fight. But that's what I will say, that they gave him the fight.
Listen, I thought he looked great.
I scored it for Sandhagen.
So did I.
I
And
don't see how he won that 4th round.
I think he didn't. He won the 5th round.
He won the 5th
But
round, and I
two
disagreed with
judges
that.
Gave him the 4th.
Did they?
I don't agree.
No, one judge gave him the 4th.
One judge.
Judge
I
him-
don't agree with that. I don't agree with the judge.
No.
I agree that, and I think we all were in agreement yesterday when we were texting each other. It was 2-2.
Corey won the 4th. Corey definitely won the 4th for sure.
So my issue is like, so Khabib tweeted it. You even said it yourself. Damage, like it was the damage that was caused, right? We could make a case that was already
There
that was
because
a
of the
little
headbutt.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Nah,
Nonetheless,
but I don't even care about that. Like he landed, and it wasn't just the punch that opened him up. I'm talking about the fact he landed 2 good knees. Okay,
Yeah, that flying knee should have won him the fight alone. Just that
the
one time.
Because I think, unfortunately, some judges put too much stock in takedowns when nobody does any damage, and then certain judges put too much stock in aggression. So let me talk about that for 1 second.
Aggression is a big factor, though.
Yeah, but it is. But here's the thing. You could dictate the pace of the fight and do so to disguise the fact of what you really want to do. And here's what TJ was doing. I'm not rewarding a guy for going, 3 for 15 or so on takedowns. He got stuffed on almost every takedown he had throughout the night and was totally okay. He was completely content with holding Corey against the fence, landing short knees to the legs. And to me, that quote-unquote aggression it pales in comparison to doing actual damage in a fight. This is a fight. Corey Sandhagen had the 3 or 4 biggest shots in the entire fight. He inflicted the most damage, and there's no doubt he won the 5th and final and decisive round. Corey Sandhagen won 3-2. And by the way, TJ looked good. I was very impressed with the fact he wasn't rusty. His head movement. He was a little lazy in the opening round, and then he caught his stride, and I give him that. But Corey 3-2.
I think that whole day the judging was way off because the fact that they stole that
Macy
fight
Barber,
from Miranda Maverick.
Fuck out of here.
I will be honest with you. I I'll be honest. I missed the Macy Barber fight. I was still.
She lost that fight, Phil.
But that's what I heard. I heard there was. What happened?
Definitely lost that fight.
Listen. You want to know what happened in the 3rd round? Macy Barber landed a flashy spinning elbow, and that was like the judges were creaming over that. Like, what the fuck? She lost every minute of that fight prior to that one moment. Every minute of that fight.
I think it's time to have 100% overrated.
You think she's overrated? Yeah.
Super overrated.
What, she lost her last 2 or some bullshit?
She got picked apart in her last fight. Like, this was supposed to be the moment for Miranda Maverick to take Macy Barber out, send her to Bellator, and then move up. And that's what she did. And I was pissed.
She lost to Roxanne Modafferi. Then
Who
loses to Roxanne? Oh my god, who loses to Roxanne
We
Modafferi?
will not take any Roxanne slander.
I don't like Roxanne Modafferi. I think she's garbage.
Then she lost to the Mexican queen, Alexa Grasso.
Yes, Alexa Grasso.
You know what I'm saying?
Joe. That she just
and she beat Jillian Robertson.
Yeah, but Jillian Robertson is okay. Alexa Grasso beat the shit out of Macy Barber.
All right,
Jillian Robertson, who's just
let's not take away the attention that these two guys deserve. Now I see why, right? I see why
Alexa
people. All right, technical difficulties.
That's not even a technical difficulty. That's just you being a fucking idiot.
I see.
We're talking about Grasso.
Listen. Do I? Excuse me. Do I? Like I said yesterday, I told you guys. I said I wouldn't be surprised if Corey Sandhagen won, because you could make a case that he won the fight. But I also think that TJ, I don't want to take anything away from him because a couple things, right? Yes, the ring control did play a role. Those leg kicks were big in that fight too. He was just a little off, but I think he was a little off because a few things. Corey
He hurt the knee.
Corey is 5'11". He's the tallest motherfucking 135er in the division. Like, that's OD. That's one, right? He hurt his knee, right? His knee popped out. And then
The blood in the eye.
That. And then last but not least, this guy has not fought in like 2 years.
But I don't agree with that at all because he didn't have ring rust at all. He looked great. His movement was fluid. His head movement was good.
I'm not saying ring rust. What I'm saying is that he was
timing.
Correct.
Okay, I mean I can give that to you, but like you're also forgetting the fact that like, dude, Corey just didn't like. You can't forget that Corey inflicted more damage. Like he just did.
I know. I know that.
I just like those knees that he landed.
It's almost like a rewarding.
I don't know how he took those.
I just don't like. And by the way, the leg kicks are a good point, but the leg kicks did damage to the point where it could win him some rounds because you saw Corey start to shoot towards the end of, I think it was maybe like the third. But my point is, I think TJ is such a snake that he's so good at, like, his personality comes out when he's fighting. He's such a snake in real life that he snaked the judges last night because it looks like he's being the aggressor. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to hold him up against the fence and hit him with short knees.
You know what
That's really what he tried to do.
But listen, we got to give him credit where credit is due.
I know.
Guys do. That is what the best of the best do. Because that's what John Jones does. When John Jones is in any sort of like the freaking Dominic Reyes fight. How did he win that fight? What did he do? He went and he pinned him up against the fence. He threw short elbows. He tried to take him down. He kept working for those takedowns because these guys know what the judges are looking for. So what was he doing? He was pinning him up against the fence. He was going for these takedowns.
I'm not taking that away from him. I'm not taking that away from him.
These guys know how to win. They know how to game these judges. And I said it right after the fight was done. Corey Sandhagen needed those last 6 seconds to be aggressive and to really just put it all out there. And instead, he was just kind of like skirting along the outside. And the judges didn't like that.
I know, but
I think that's what caused it.
No, you can't blame it on the last 6 to 10 seconds.
I have to because he was winning that round.
Well, recency bias.
Then if he was winning, but if he was winning the round, then he won the round. It's not who won the 10 seconds; it's who won the round. He won that round. He won 3-2.
They didn't give him the nod. That's what I'm saying.
I understand that, but the judges have a fucking. But the judges have a problem. They are looking at the wrong things when it comes to judging. Aggression, octagon control is lesser than effective striking and grappling. And the fact of the matter is that the striking goes first for a reason. Every fight starts standing, correct? So my thing is that regardless of who's the aggressor, who's more efficient, who's landing, who's inflicting damage, that's got to be something you look at.
No, I agree. And I completely agree with that. But look, the reality is he didn't win. I think the real conversation is like that's what it is. So I think the real conversation that we need to have, right? Because Jody's brought up a good point, like way before we started shooting. What the fuck is gonna happen now? Like this division is crazy. Wild. Like this division is OD right
I think
now,
it's the
right?
best in the UFC right now.
And the guy who's champ is not even the best of the bunch, in my opinion.
I don't consider him champ. Peter Yan is still my champion.
I remember when
champion.
I remember when I said some shit on his Instagram. Motherfuckers call me a keyboard warrior. How? I don't know. But I agree. He's not the most impressive guy.
Peter Yan is the champion. He doesn't
I love how
but he's the champion.
I love how, as of today, Sugar is still not in the rankings.
And he hasn't fought a ranked guy. That's fucked up. That's the shit that gets
They don't want to fight him.
That's not true.
There's so
That's not true. UFC is handling him with kid gloves. That's the problem. Kid gloves. Can I be honest with you? Nothing against Chris Mutino, but that's like essentially saying like, "Oh, Sugar, we got an opponent for you," and it's Yaris De La Rosa. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like Jake Paul. It's like Jake Paul fighting freaking Walmart cashiers. I get it. you know.
So I just don't understand what they're waiting for. You have a kid who's got millions of followers on Instagram. He's got the look. He's got the personality. He's got the style.
They have not offered him anybody.
I know, and I don't understand why.
Listen,
I don't understand why. I mean, you offered him Cheeto Vera, and look what happened.
The fight to make is Sean O'Malley versus either Corey Sandhagen or Rob Font. Throw him right into the top.
Right now, you do the rematch, obviously, with Aljamain and Jan, and we know that's happening.
Yes,
absolutely. And Jose Aldo is fighting Pedro Munoz. I would love to see, and you're gonna think this is crazy, and it's not gonna happen. I know that, but I'm just saying, I'd love to see Frankie Edgar fight Sean O'Malley.
I
really
like
would.
that too.
Me too.
I like that too.
I love that fight.
Me too.
I love that fight because I want to see him tested, and I want to see him against a guy who's grappling heavy and who's going to put the pressure on Sean. He's not going to allow Sean to just sit there and dance around and do this little thing that he does.
But
I want to see that. Well, he might, but who knows if he lands? I'm just saying.
You know what it is? I think that would be the best fight for him because it could either look like Frankie Edgar versus Yair Rodriguez or Frankie Edgar versus Corey Sandhagen. There's no in between there. It's either Sean O'Malley's gonna knock him out or he's just gonna school him and be like, "You are not."
I think at this point in his career, Edgar, I don't know how much he has left, and I think this is a very vulnerable state and a big statement win if Sean gets it done. But I'm not convinced yet that Sean has the total package skills that you need to beat a guy who's experienced like Frankie, and Frankie's just so well rounded.
Wait, can we see something real quick? I'm sorry. I know that we're like really into this, but I really fucking love this when we were watching that fight. When Sean O'Malley
when he was dribbling?
Yes.
He said, "This is for the Suns."
Oh my God, no! Can we have to watch that shit? To be honest, because that shit was the funniest thing. Oh my God, dude. I was crying. I was fucking dying. This shit was hilarious.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, whoa, oh. He be styling, man. The kid's good.
Yo, I'm sorry. I know that's like out of random, but that shit was the funniest thing I saw.
I really thought he was gonna finish him there too, and he almost did. He almost got him out in the first.
No, yeah.
So back to the rankings, though. I mean, I look at a guy like Rob Font, and I think he's clearly the guy that you can match up with Sandhagen, but. You know, he won 4 in a row. He's beaten some quality guys. He beat Sergio Pettis, Ricky Simone, Cheeto, and then he beat Cody Garbrandt. So I'm a big Rob Font guy, but do you think that he's earned a title shot and doesn't need to fight Sandhagen? Or do you think that he should wait? Like, meaning, should he fight Sandhagen or should he wait for the winner of Jan versus Aljamain?
Rob Font? First off, TJ's getting the winner of Jan versus.
Yeah, I don't think that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So wait. So what about Rob Font first? But why not Rob? But why not TJ versus Rob? That's not a good fight.
Or Dominic
that
Cruz?
Is a good fight. That's a number one contender eliminator.
That's what I think. I'm not ready
to
give TJ. I'm not ready to give TJ a title shot. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
I'm
just not. I want to see him one more time.
Look.
Dominic Cruz. Yo, y'all forget about Dominic Cruz.
Man, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Dominic Cruz is ranked.
You mean you mean the UFC commentator Dominic Cruz?
You wouldn't give him a TJ Dillishaw fight?
No.
For what?
For what? We've seen it.
So what? It's different.
He's not in the title picture right now.
Or you give Dominic Cruz Rob Font.
Why?
No.
Dude, Dominic Cruz.
Because
Rob Font is on the brink of getting a title shot.
Did you watch? Can I ask you a question? Can we stop beating around the bush? Dominic Cruz is finished. Dominic Cruz is in Paul Felder land. Okay, Dominic Cruz had a split. Hold on, wait. I'm not even trying to be funny. I love Dominic Cruz. Hold on, wait. Dominic, if you're listening, I love you. I don't have a problem with Dominic Cruz, and he does a great job on the broadcast. But he had a split decision to Casey Kenny.
Yeah,
the split decision. Come on, bro. He's not that good anymore.
I love Dominic Cruz, but I don't.
The sport has passed him by.
he doesn't have the pop to beat these new
No,
guys.
he does
You know,
not.
he
No,
just-
and he never did. He was never a knockout guy. He's
Exactly.
gonna,
And
he's gonna pepper you
have
and
to
move his
be.
head.
Right now
Yes.
in this division, you have to be. Like,
Yeah, look at the
really-
division.
You gotta be
Aside
putting
from
these dudes out, man.
aside from Sandhagen, look at the power you have at 35. You have Peter Yan, knockout power. Rob
Peter
Font
Yan's
has got
the
that great
strongest.
jab.
Peter Yan's the strongest
Yes.
in the division.
Jose Aldo has power. Cody Garbrandt has power.
Yo,
has
Marab
power.
is ranked 10.
Pedro Munoz has power.
Yeah, Pedro Munoz.
Jimmy
is
Rivera
not-
and Asuncao have power.
Wait, why is Pedro Munoz ranked lower than Cody Garbrandt when he knocked him out?
Because didn't Munoz have a loss? Am I crazy?
No,
Didn't he lose?
his last fight was against Cody, and he knocked him.
Ah,
out.
yes. No, you're right.
And then Cody just lost to Rob Font. So it's like, dude, why isn't he?
Because
and
Munoz.
Pedro fifth?
Well, because no, I'm telling you, Munoz lost to Edgar.
Oh, he lost to Frankie Edgar.
Yes.
All right.
So Frankie
So-
Edgar should be.
He
fifth.
lost, and he lost 2 in a row. Munoz lost to Aljo, and he lost to Munoz.
First off,
He lost to Frankie Edgar.
listen, these rankings are all fucked up because it should be Peter Yan, TJ now, Corey, Rob. Then it should be Frankie Edgar, then Pedro Munoz, then Cody Garbrandt, then Marlon Moraes, then Dominic Cruz, and everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
They got it all.
But then,
all wrong.
in my opinion, you make one of 2 fights. You make Sugar Sean versus Dominic
Edgar.
Cruz, or you make it with Edgar, or actually you make it with Marab.
Nah, you know what's a good fight? Sean O'Malley versus Jimmy Rivera.
Great
I
fight.
like that too.
It's a great
But
fight.
I mean, you don't.
It breaks
I-
him into the top 15, and then from that he could definitely fight, or Frankie Edgar. Like
To
I
me,
really think the
Frankie
Frankie
Edgar-
Edgar fight
to,
would be
to
the best.
me, the fucking rankings don't mean anything. So, like, why can't I see Cody Garbrandt versus Sean O'Malley? Why can't I see Marab versus you know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? The problem is that these guys that are ranked higher are not going to take those fights because
Well-
why would they risk it? But in that 9-10
This is
land, 9-10,
yeah, I
11,
agree.
not 9-10, 11, it doesn't matter. You're not getting a title shot anyway.
Well,
You're not.
I mean,
go name
unless-
a number 8, 9, or 10 right now that has a title shot coming. Go ahead.
Zhang Wei Li was ranked 12th when she got the title shot. Don't play with me,
But-
Phil. I've been pulling them out.
Hold on. Wait. In what division though? What did that division look like at the time? That's a fair
115.
point.
That was a pretty stacked division. I'm not going to
Yeah,
lie.
but
you had Joanne
is the deepest
You
division
had-
in the women's
Yes.
division.
Yeah, it was. You had look at the time. What year was that?
That wasn't that long ago. She was just on a 19 fight win streak.
But not in the UFC, bro.
So what Khabib either?
Not in the UFC. But look who she beat. That's the difference. She beat Jessica Aguilar,
Listen,
Danielle Taylor, Tisha Torres, Andrade,
gonna
and
be-
Joanna.
We're gonna see all these fights eventually.
listen,
Correct.
we need
But-
a. All right. Are we all in agreement? Are we all?
in agreement.
We all know that TJ is going to fight next for the
yes,
title.
he's probably gonna fight for the title.
And I think that's complete and utter bullshit.
Yes,
Complete and utter
but
bullshit. You have a guy who may not have even won his fight.
can we wait? Hold on. Can we make? Stop.
Fuck.
This is why. This is
Shut,
why,
shut your mouth.
This is why that is gonna be the fight to make. TJ puts asses in seats. Is he a draw? Like, do I want to see TJ fight in a pay-per-view? I mean, well, yeah, obviously. But am I like, I need to see it? No. But
There's
he's
only
more
a few
popular.
people like that in the whole sport.
He's more popular than the other guys in his division.
But merit matters.
UFC 267, Philip, is not even going to be on pay-per-view. And what is the fight? What are one of the title fights that is on that card?
It's because it's
Al-
Aljamain.
Aljo versus
It's-
Young.
It's
because
135
it's
pounds. That fight, they are not draws. And that's
No,
why you need to
Aljo's
give
not a draw.
whatever. But you need to give TJ that fight because it's going to be more interesting in terms of putting ass into seats. And for the fact that people want to see if he still has it and he can compete with the top guys. Well, I mean, he did it with
But
Corey.
if that's your point, then I think like fuck, even Cody Garbrandt or Sean O'Malley is a bigger name than
Sean O'Malley is the biggest name in the 135.
you give Cody Garbrandt Brandon Moreno. You let him go down to 125. You give him Brandon Moreno.
Brandon Moreno beats the shit out of Cody Garbrandt.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's not even bro. He's and also I don't know how Cody.
Brandon Moreno's boxing.
I don't even know how Cody looks at 125. I don't even know how he looks at 125. To be honest,
Neither do I. Neither do I.
He makes it, but I think you got a TJ Dillishaw all over again at 125.
Where he has
I don't
right.
BPO?
Agree.
Maybe, but I just think he looks like shit at 125. I mean, let's be honest. He's got great power, but it'll translate to 125. But does he sacrifice his body too much to get there?
We're gonna see. The landscape. The landscape of the UFC is ever changing, and we'll see how everything pans out. We got some good fights coming up, but that's.
We'll
be here.
Right. I don't want to take too much time on this division, although it is a really good division. I just think that they'll give TJ Dillashaw the fight because it's going to generate some type of revenue, right? I also don't think that I don't think that Jan is a draw. I think that he is an exciting fighter, but I don't think he's a draw. For now, yeah, and he can be, you know what I'm saying? If he gets his English up there, then yes, we have a you can make a case for it.
Hey, you can't say that anymore. Can't say it.
You need to know English. You need to know English to become a draw.
I agree, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, what's the big deal?
Listen, I don't give a fuck. You should be. Yes. Do I think that you should know the language in order to resonate with fans? Absolutely. Do I think that is necessarily like a big thing? No. But at the end of the day, you're trying to bring in casual fans, right? The biggest thing with MMA is, yes, purist hardcore fans like us, fuck yeah, like we like Jan, we like all these folks who can't necessarily speak the language. But again, you're trying to bring in casual fans.
Even Canelo is learning English.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say one thing, and you could take this however you want to take it. I'm on the record. Charles Oliveira got a little shot a couple years ago if he spoke English.
I think Charles Oliveira would be one of the biggest stars in the sport if he fucking spoke English. But
now, I'm not in
English. But
I'm not endorsing the fact that that's right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying in an American sport, when you're broadcasting in this market and you are a huge star, what's interesting is that when Khabib came over, he didn't speak a lick of English. And then like the broken kind of English that he speaks, it's almost like intimidating. You know what I'm saying? Like it helped him tremendously. Khabib isn't Khabib without speaking English.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I smashed this guy. I do this, right? Like he's not Khabib without that.
When all these fights happen, we'll be back right here to break it down, and that's the takedown breakdown. And that's what we do every time. So we're going to talk about it. So as soon as these big fights happen and as the news comes, you guys know where to tune in.
Jason Herzog 2024. Jason Herzog for president.
Next week we'll be talking
about. How I sign off.
Next week we'll be talking about UFC 265 will be here, same time, same place. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.